There is something in my subconscious that just isn't going to let me rest or sleep well at night until I tell this story, and my subconscious is so far not satisfied with the efforts I've made to tell it, uh, and the gist of it is that on July 25th, 1980. I was at the Orpheum Theater in Boston, Massachusetts at a Jerry Garcia band show. I was sitting on stage left, which was kind of unusual because I usually sat on the side that Jerry played on. I was looking across at the stage for most of the show. Sometime during the show, something happened in my mind, which I can only relate in a rational Western science world. Uh, what happened to me would have been called psychosis. I believe that Jerry Garcia told me to go write a song named "Touch of Grey," and at the end of the show, these people were walking by and they said, I heard them say something. Robert Hunter's going to be at a party, so um, I kind of put two and two together and said, "Geez, Jerry Garcia told me to write a song, um, and who better to write a song for Jerry Garcia with than Robert Hunter?" So I took the trolley from the Green Line from Park Street up to the intersection of Commonwealth and Harvard, and met up with my friend Warren, who was a cabbie, and I said, "So, do you hear anything about um, Robert Hunter being in town, hanging around in town?" He said, "Yeah, a friend of mine said." Three cabs full of people left the Orpheum Theater backstage and headed over to this guy's house named Sandman, who's a coke dealer in Brighton. And Warren and I both knew Sandman and the coke dealer, and we went over to the house together. Warren, there were bouncers. I mean, like, this was like a it was like a bar, kind of like in I mean, like, but you know, this the state of Massachusetts doesn't license retailers to retail cocaine. So you know the bouncers, and they were provided by, not the Boston. Well, actually, they were the Boston police in some cases. Um, but anyway, Warren got bounced out, and I was walking around looking for Robert Hunter, inquiring about him, and Sandman, who was the guy that ran the place, came up to me. It was I actually knew this guy. Um, And he said, "Don't go upstairs." I said, "Why shouldn't I go upstairs?" He said, "Well, there's a private party up there, and they've asked not to be disturbed." So I put two and two together and went upstairs, and went into the big room upstairs, and there was indeed a party there, and it was a party that was hosted by Robert Hunter, and a bunch of things happened while I was in there, and the long and short of it was that basically I kind of cajoled or harassed or I don't know how I did it, but somehow I convinced Robert Hunter to write a song with me, and the the title of the song, which I heard from in a psychotic state, I heard from Jerry Garcia, was called "Touch of Grey," and the only lyric I had for it going into I had two lyrics. One was "Light a candle, curse the glare," and the other was "Every silver lining has a touch of gray." The two bridges were written by Robert Hunter after the fact, based on some of the things that we talked about in the room. The rest of the song is pretty much straight verbatim quotes of the conversation that Robert Hunter and I had. Oddly, the two lines that I suggested be in the song were lines that were said to me by Robert Hunter as we're having the conversation, we're having a conversation in rhyme at times during the several hours that we were together. We purposely sat together to write the song Touch of Grey. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Mic drop.